Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I hope all of you are fine and studying at home and giving due time to your studies. You know very well that you are having your second monthly test examination, the monthly test for December. Its schedule has already been uploaded in your WhatsApp groups. And you know very well about it that the computer science test is going to be conducted on 21st of December. Computer science test will be conducted on 21st of December. We are going to have chapter number 9 in this test, and with the schedule, the outline of this test has been announced. You know about it that chapter 9 will come in your monthly test of December. Okay, so what we are going to do today, what is the objective for today? We are going to have a revision for chapter number 9 so that you can write good, you can write in a better way, you can score well in your upcoming test. So we are going to have a revision for the chapter number 9, drawing tools in Adobe Flash CS3. You know that we had given enough time to this chapter and we had applied all the things with the practical implementations, and we had done all the things in a proper way. So we know how to implement. We know all these things, that how to implement, how to use different tools available in Adobe Flash. So what we are going to do today, we will see that what type of questions will come. You know that 15 MCQs will be there in your paper and 5 marks short questions will be there. MCQs, you will put the answer, you will mark the answer directly in the online MCQs. And for the short question, you will have to write on paper and you will submit that paper. You know the complete procedure, means one objective portion will be there and one subjective portion will be there. Objective portion will contain the MCQs. Now, what kind of question can come from this chapter? We have to see this so that when you will be having your paper, you should not face any problem. So that's why I'm going to give a complete revision for this. Okay. Now, if you see over here, we know that in this chapter we discussed about the shapes. Whenever we draw a shape, there are two things with it. One outline and one thing is there which is called fill color. Outline and fill color. Now it's up to us that if we don't want to have the outline, we are going to mark that outline is none. In that situation, the fill color will only be there. Okay, now if we come towards the description of this chapter, so what are the different drawing tools available over here? Before creating animations, first you need to create different types of graphics, then you create the animation in those graphics. So what are the different types of tools on the tool panel? You know that there is a toolbar. How we can switch on and off the toolbar, I had explained you this thing. And this type of questions can come in the paper. And we had seen this. Let's suppose if I go to the Flash. So tool panel is displayed on the left side. You can see over here the tool panel. But if the tool panel is not there, how you can switch it on? If you go to the Windows, you will see that the command is Control F2. Or we can go in the Windows and we can click this command. We can click this option to unhide or hide the tool panel. The tool panel is shown in two columns normally. And you know that we can convert it into one column as well by clicking on this double arrow sign. So the questions can come about these shortcuts which are available over here, just like what is the command to take a new file? Control N. What is the command to open? Control O. Control O is used to open an existing file. Okay. Similarly, these are the basic commands. What is the command for save? Control S. Save as, Shift Control S. Okay. So these are the basic commands. How we can exit? Exit means we can close. Okay, so basic commands that I have taught you. If some window is closed, how we can open that window. This is also one of the option that could be asked. For example, if I say, when I draw a rectangle over here, I'm not able to see its properties. From where I will set the properties, just like line color, fill color, or other things. So how I am going to see these all properties? Properties are not visible right now. I will go to the windows. I will see the over here the properties are there. And then Control F3 is the shortcut. Control F3 is the shortcut, or otherwise I will go to Windows, and in Windows properties, and in properties we have got three options: filters, parameters, and properties. We will click on the properties. So properties are also covered in this chapter. So hence we should know that we can how we can switch on the properties and how we can switch off the properties. Are you getting this point? Similarly, some options were there in the view, grid, and ruler. Okay, but I am talking about those options that we have studied. Okay, which are there in related to these tools that we have gone through. Only those options we will go through. Okay, I will take the questions later on. Let me complete it. Now, as I have already told you that there would be 15 MCQs and there would be 5 marks for written questions that you are going to write on paper, and then you will submit that paper. Okay, now what are the tools? Line tool. Now line tool, when you take the line tool, is there any fill color when you take the line tool? No, only outline color, stroke color is there. When you draw a line using line tool, what you see in the property window? Can you see over here? If I click this line, what are the properties over here available? You can see over here that the properties which are available over here, basically the stroke height. What is the height of the stroke? The thickness of the stroke. How much thick is basically your stroke? This is called the height of the stroke. What is the stroke style? Whether it will be dotted or it is a complete line. What kind of line it is? Okay. Similarly, stroke style, stroke height, and stroke color. In which color you are drawing the stroke? Blue color, black color, green color. So what are the major properties over here? You can see over here, stroke color is there, stroke height is there, stroke style is there. Whether the stroke will be in dotted line or incomplete line, you know that when we draw a stroke, it could be in dotted as well. It could be in dots as well. Depending on our requirement, we can take any design. Okay, or we can have any broken line. If we are going to take this design, we can take the broken line. So what are the properties related to the line? And MCQs can cover such kind of questions. What are the things, the properties related to a line? When you draw a line and you are given four options, one is wrong and three are correct, and they are asking you which one is not the property of the line. So you are going to say that stroke color is there in the line, stroke height is there in the line, stroke style is there in the line. And let's suppose someone has mentioned over there, for example, if someone has mentioned over there The rounded angle. So the rounded angle is not there. Or for example, if someone has mentioned the stroke size or something like that, which is not available in the line property. Let's suppose which is the property of any other thing. Fine. So you are going to say that this is the property which does not belong to the line, but other properties are there. These belong to the lines. Those who have joined late, I would like to tell them again and again, you should come on time in your class. Today we are going to have a revision class for chapter 9 drawing tools in Flash. You know that your monthly test for December will be conducted on 21st of December. The schedule has been already announced in your WhatsApp groups. The schedule is uploaded. You will have your test in your class timing. The test will contain 15 MCQs, just like you had the test in November. And there will be 5 marks for the written questions, short questions, that you will write the answers on the paper and you will submit the image of the paper. Okay, now come towards the text material. So line tool contains the color, stroke style, stroke height. These are the related properties of the line. But if we some wrong or some irrelevant property is given, so you are going to say this does not belong to the line. In this way, the questions will be asked. Now come towards the drawing shapes, just like rectangle and ovals, primitive rectangle and primitive oval. You know the difference between the primitive rectangle and primitive and normal rectangle. The normal rectangle does not allow you to round its corners, but primitive rectangle allows you to make the corners in the rounded shape. Using normal rectangle, we can draw the shape with outline or without outline, depends on our requirement. For example, if I take a rectangle, so if I don't want to take the outline, I will make the outline none and then I can draw it. So this rectangle right now is without any outline because we did the outline, no outline. That's why. Only fill color is there. But when we draw this rectangle contains the outline as well. So this is because of the stroke color. If we make the stroke none, so there won't be any stroke with it. But what is the difference between the rectangle and the primitive? The question can be asked in the short question as well. The primitive rectangle contains some other properties which are related to the corners and their angles. Just like if we want to apply the angle to the corner, we can apply using arrow tool. We can make its corners in some rounded shape depending on our requirement, how much you want to make it round. Now these angles, the angles option is available in the primitive rectangle, but in normal rectangle, this option is not available. Can you see this? When I'm clicking this normal rectangle, no option is there to make the corners round. But when I click this primitive rectangle, there are corners available, which this property is called rectangle corner radius. Even we can change the all the corners separately. Right now we have applied angle 16 to all the corners, but if I want to apply different corners to all the corners, different angles, for example over here I want to apply 25, okay, and over here I want to apply, let's suppose, minus 25. Okay, now you can see that the angle has been turned inside because I have put minus over here. Over here, for example, if I apply minus 16, now you can see that whatever the value you are going to write, accordingly, the rounded corners will be created inside or outside, depending on our requirement. So what is the difference between a normal rectangle and a primitive rectangle? Normal rectangle, we don't have the option to make the corners rounded. With the primitive rectangle, we have this option to make the corners rounded. We can apply one angle to all the corners. We can apply different types of angles to all four corners, just like I have done in this rectangle. When we switch it on, this lock sign, then when we switch this lock sign on, then we can apply all the corners separately. But if we click it off, then we can apply only one option to all the corner, one angle to all the corners, depending on our requirement. So this type of questions can come in the short question as well. Define primitive rectangle or define the normal rectangle, or the rectangle, we only call it rectangle. Similarly, we know that there is a difference between the primitive oval tool and the oval tool. The oval tool gives you basically one oval shape, and the primitive rectangle, primitive oval tool one give you all the oval shape. But what is the difference? In primitive, we can make change using these dots by creating inner radius. Starting and ending angle we can mention, and we can change over here. Similarly, we have this option that we can make inside we can make the radius higher. For example, now radius is 60. If I make the radius 30, then you can see over here the radius is now narrow. If I make the radius 60, the radius will be a deep radius or a comparatively big radius. Fine. Such kind of options. What does it show? It shows that we can create arcs. Can we create arcs? Such kind of arc? Yes, we can create arcs using primitive rectangle, primitive oval tool quite easily. We can create even half circles quite easily. For example, this is a primitive rectangle, primitive oval. Sorry, this is a primitive oval, and if I make it full, I can change it to some other shape, just like half circle, okay, or even quarter circle can be created using primitive oval shape. This could be done when you are drawing a round shape. For example, oval, if you keep press shift, your round shape will be regular in nature, complete round, complete circle. If you want to draw complete circle, means this should not convert to oval shape, then press shift. Using shift we can do it quite easily. If I don't press shift, the oval shape can be, vertical in nature. The oval shape can be horizontal in nature. The oval shape will not be a complete circle. If we draw it by our own idea, it may have some problem with it, but if we press shift and then we draw, it will be better. Similarly, same is the case in the rectangle. If we press shift and then we draw, then it will be a complete square. All the sides will be equal. But if we are drawing without any pressing shift key, then you can see that we can change the height and breadth accordingly, and not necessary that I'm trying to draw the rectangle or the square, but I am considering that it is good, but maybe the size of the sides is not equal. So when we will press the shift key, so the size of the sides will be equal. Now come to the text of the book. These all points are now covered. So the questions can we draw, for example, without stroke the rectangle? Yes, we can. What is the difference between primitive oval and primitive rectangle? So you have to go through all the material. I have explained you that what is the difference between primitive rectangle. We have the option to make the corners rounded even outside or even inside. Outside or inside, we can make the corners rounded. This is possible in the primitive. Okay. And this option of making the radius of the corners is not available in the normal rectangle. Fine. So I have explained you these all properties. Questions can come. Which property, let's suppose I give you example, which property is not available in rectangle tool? For example, if I say in a radius, this property, let's suppose. So when we are clicking this property of, you know, rectangle corner radius, this property is there in the rectangle? No. So the question can be asked, which property is not there in the normal rectangle? And for example, is this one is mentioned over there, let's suppose. So you are going to say this is not there because this property belongs to, basically this property belongs to which option? Belongs to the primitive rectangle where you can make the corners around it. Okay, so now I think this thing is also clear to all of you. And how we can convert one oval shape into arc. This thing we have seen. Okay, we can change the thickness. We can change the angle. Whatever we want to make quarter circle, we can make half circle. We can make arc using primitive oval tool. Now polygon. Polygon can draw how many shapes? Basically, polygon can draw two types of shapes. Either it will be polystar or it will be polygon. Okay, take this example. Polygon, if we click the polygon, polystar. So we need to see over here that over here in this options, what we are going to draw, polygon or polystar. If we will say polygon, then it will be of course a polygon. If we will say no, polystar, first I draw the polygon. So polygon will look like this, of course, where multiple sides are there. But when I take polystar, then of course it will look like this. Both have five corners, but both have different angles of the corners. That's why the shapes are different. Okay, and all the other things are the same, just like in the shape tool. They will have fill color, they will have outline, they will have stroke, width and height will be there. Width and height will be there in each shape, whatever we are drawing. They will have the width and the height. Okay, so property inspector contains what type of properties in the polygon tool? You need to know about it as well. If the properties window is closed, how we can switch it on or switch it off? You should know shortcuts, all the shortcuts that I have explained you. Okay, this is the window that I explained you right now. The MCQs can come that how we can change which option, which thing is used, which command is used to change the polygon into star. So you are going to say which command is there. You are going to say that the options command is there, from where we can change the style from polygon to star or star to polygon. Similarly, if question is there MCQs, how we can change, which command is there to change the number of sides? You are going to say options. If I go there and if I say number of sides 9, and then I draw the star, let's suppose now you can see that the star contains 9 corners with it. So options command is there. So you need to see the properties as well. Okay, you have to see these properties because all these things are covered in the text. You can see over here. Whatever we are talking about, these things are covered in the text of the book, of the chapter that we are concerned right now. Okay, using pencil tool, this tool is used to draw lines and shapes like you would using your pencil or pen. Okay, we will take the pencil and we can draw. We can draw anything using pencil. Depends how much we are good. We have a good control over the pencil. Okay, depends on us. So we can draw anything. But keep in mind, whenever we are taking such kind of tool, so you will see one thing over here that when we take the pencil, there are three options: straighten, smooth, or ink. Straighten will make a line quite straight. Can you see this? Straighten. These are called pencil modes. Now, if I ask you what are the three pencil modes, you are going to say Straighten, smooth and ink. What will happen in the smooth? Smooth will make it, smooth, but it is not going to make the line straight. No, the line will be as it is, just like you draw, but it will remove its problems, and it will make it smooth but not straight. Now the third one is ink. It will not do anything with the line, whatever you have drawn. It is not going to change it, and it will be ink. This is called basically the ink. Neither it will make it smooth, neither or it will nor it will make it straighten. Okay, ink is the option which is used for this, and this thing is given in our text. All the rest of the properties are same, that pencil will have a color, it will have a thickness, it will have a design of the line, style of the line, dotted, dash line, what kind of line is there that you are going to draw. So the remaining options are same. So these are the 3 points I explained you. Modes, pencil modes. If I say which one is not the pencil mode, straighten, smooth, ink, or faucet, for example. So you are going to say faucet is not there, because these three options are there in the pencil mode. Straighten is there, smooth is there, ink is there. But faucet does not belong to pencil. Faucet belongs to eraser. Okay, so that's why you have to identify sometime the incorrect one. You have to identify sometimes it's the correct one. You have to read the statement of the MCQ in a proper way, so that there should not be any problem while selecting the answer. Okay. Okay, now I think up to here we have done up to the pencil tool. Fine. Up to page number 40. But still a number of pages are left. We have to cover them. If someone has got any relevant question, then kindly. Short question. Yes, Rimsha, start from you. I have unmuted you. Rimsha, I think you are not there. Nabiha Asad.
Assalamualaikum, sir. I wanted to ask you that what is property inspector?
Property inspector is this window over here, where we set these properties, where properties are written. This is called property inspector. Over here only properties is written, but its complete name is property inspector.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Rimsha.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Sir, have you taken the attendance?
I will. You don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yes. What is your name? I haven't muted you. All these students should come with their actual names. Okay. If I find anyone, I will not allow him in the class with the name of the siblings or something like that. Okay. Yes, Ali Sami. Ali Sami.
Hi, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, the objective paper is needed to be done in Flash.
MCQ's paper will be done using Google Classroom.
Yes, like the objective.
Yeah. Just
With
like
the-
there were MCQs in the previous paper, in the
Okay.
monthly test of November. In the
Yes.
same way. In the same way.
Yes.
Okay. All these students just lower the hands and let me mark the attendance. Lower the hand, then I will take the questions. No one will raise the hand now. Let me mark the attendance and then we will take the questions. So we have got from Aris Khan to Amal, then Muazzam Tahir, then Nabia Siddiqui, then Zaid Sultan. Okay. Okay. Yes, please. Yes, Aris, you want to ask something?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Yes, quickly.
Sir, I just wanted to ask that will steps come in the exam?
Which thing?
The steps to do.
No, steps won't be there. Steps are related to practical. Steps won't be there. Describe, explain. For example, what is the use of paint bucket tool? What is the use of pencil tool? Describe the use of pencil tool in this way.
Like only definitions and controls, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Safi.
Sir, what is can you explain? Can you tell me a little bit about faucet modifier and eraser mode modifier?
We have done up to pencil. We have done the revision up to pencil. We will see this in the next class. You can see the previous videos. We had all the descriptions about that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Solaf Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum
If
salam.
they ask us to play a movie, it's in the book written enter. Should we write enter or control enter?
Your voice is not clear.
Sir, in the book play a movie that he is enter, but we do control enter. So in the test, should we write control enter or enter?
The control enter is the right command. Actually, enter is used to play the movie inside the flash. Control enter will play the movie in the player, in opening in a separate window. This is the difference.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, can you repeat the which property the rectangle does not have? I could not hear you properly.
Rectangle does not have the rounded radius property, just like over here you can see. The primitive rectangle has this property. Primitive rectangle
Okay,
has
sir.
this property. Rectangle corner radius. Can you see this? Rectangle corner radius. This property is not there when we click a rectangle, normal rectangle, because this property belongs to
Yes.
primitive rectangle. Okay.
And sir, how many questions will there be in this subjective paper?
Same paper, just like November test. 15
Okay, sir.
MCQs
Thank you very much.
and 5 marks for short questions.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Isa,
Sir,
just ask the question.
sir, will there be long question and answers in the exam?
No, I told that in this test, it will be on the same pattern, just like we had the test of the November.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then,
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum Salam. Yes, please.
Sir, I want to add
So I want to ask that all our assessment paper will be come from book or notebook.
This will be based on this complete text of this chapter. Not necessary that all the exercise questions will come. No. Okay. Go through the
Yes, sir.
text. That's why I am revising, and I will again give you one revision class. I think we have one class on Monday as well. Sorry, on Sunday. So
Yes, sir.
one class. No, but we don't have any class on the Sunday. So we will have to accomplish it today, whatever I have revised. So then, of course, the remaining thing you have to go through it yourself. Okay. Because we don't have any further
Yes, sir.
class
Thank you.
and you will have your test on Monday. Okay. So remaining things you have to go through at your own. I was revising, but the students were raising the hand. So that's why I started taking questions. Umar Jasim.
Sir, how many questions will come in the subjective?
5 marks, short question for 5 marks. Okay. Five marks question will be there. Most probably the definition, one definition will be for 1 mark. Iman Zafar.
Sir, can you explain the ink bottle tool?
Ink bottle tool is there when we have drawn some image using line tool, then we can fill that, then we can, over here it is given, paint brush tool. You have to go through all these things, okay? All these modes and the size. What are the options available in the brush? Brush shape options, brush size options, brush mode options. So similarly, when you will go ahead, you will over here, you will see paint bucket tool is there to fill the shapes that you draw. Okay. Fill
No,
shapes are there. Gradient is there. Gradient tool is there with two options, gradient, rounded gradient, which is called radial shape. Radial shape is there in the rounded gradient and linear shape is there in the linear gradient. Okay. Then the ink bottle tool is also there. I think yes, in this chapter. This tool is used to change the color, style, and thickness of existing lines. Okay, these are the steps. So we can, when we have got one already developed, shape, then this tool is basically the ink tool to change the color and style and thickness of the lines. Let's suppose we have got one rectangle with the corners. Now this is the ink bottle tool. The ink bottle tool you can take and you can use this ink bottle tool to change the color, okay, of the outline, just like I change the color of the outline right now. If you want to change the color of the design of the outline, take this dotted design. Because directly we cannot, after drawing, we cannot change the design of the outline. You will have to take this ink bottle tool, then you can. Okay, that is the thing. So then eraser tool is there. The eraser tool also contains very important things over here. Eraser mode modifier and similarly eraser size is there. Okay, so you should know about all these things which are available in the eraser. When we click the eraser, faucet modifier is there in the eraser tool. So when we take the eraser tool, you will see these all options. What you want to erase, we had seen all these options, so you have to go through these all options. The previous video